Let me ask you something. When was the last time someone looked at you and felt threatened? Not in a bad way, not physically, but threatened by your focus, by your drive, by the way you carry yourself, by the fire in your eyes. When was the last time your work made someone uncomfortable because it was just that good? If you can't remember, then I need you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. You have been average, and average is slowly killing you. Not your body, not your health, your potential, your purpose, your future. Today, that changes. The comfortable trap. Here's the thing about average that nobody talks about. Average doesn't feel bad. That's the trap. Average feels safe. Average feels comfortable. Average feels fine. You wake up. You go through the motions. You do just enough to get by. You don't fail spectacularly, but you never win either. You just exist, somewhere in the middle, unbothered, unchallenged, unseen. And the world tells you that's okay. Society pats you on the back for being normal, for fitting in, for not making waves, for being reasonable. But deep down, you know something is off. There's a voice inside you, quiet, but it never shuts up. It whispers at 2 a.m. when you can't sleep. It shows up when you see someone else succeeding at something you know you could do. It burns when you watch another year pass and nothing has changed. That voice isn't anxiety. That voice isn't jealousy. That voice is your potential, screaming to be unleashed. And every single day, you choose average. You silence it a little more. What does dangerous actually mean? Now, when I say dangerous, I don't mean reckless. I don't mean aggressive. I don't mean stepping on people to get ahead. I mean something far more powerful. Dangerous means you become someone who cannot be ignored. Dangerous means you walk into a room and people feel your presence before you say a word. Dangerous means your work ethic is so intense that it makes lazy people uncomfortable just being around you. Dangerous means you have a skill so sharp, a mind so focused, a hunger so relentless, that the world has no choice but to take you seriously. Think about the people you look up to, the ones who changed industries, the ones who built empires from nothing, the ones who refused to accept the life they were handed, and instead built the life they wanted. Were they average? Were they comfortable? Were they playing it safe? No, they were dangerous. They had an obsession, a standard, a level of commitment that most people thought was crazy, until the results spoke for themselves. That's what you're capable of. That's who you actually are, beneath all the comfort and all the excuses. Why? You stayed average this long. Let's be honest for a second. You didn't end up average by accident. Something kept you there. Maybe it was fear. Fear of trying and failing publicly. Fear that if you actually go all in, and it doesn't work. Then what? At least right now you have an excuse. I never really tried. But if you try and fail, that's a different kind of pain. Maybe it was your environment. The people around you, family, friends, co-workers, who got comfortable with a certain version of you. And every time you tried to grow, every time you tried to level up, there was subtle pressure to stay the same, to not make others feel bad by becoming more. Maybe it was comparison. You looked at where you wanted to be, looked at where you were, and the gap felt so impossibly large that starting felt pointless. Or maybe, and this is the hardest one to admit, maybe you just never believed you were meant for more. That somewhere deep in your subconscious, you decided that greatness was for other people. Special people. Lucky people. People who are born different. Not you. And that belief, that one quiet, poisonous belief, has been the ceiling of your entire life. Today, I'm asking you to destroy it. The shift, becoming dangerous, doesn't start in the gym. It doesn't start with a new morning routine or a productivity system. It starts in your mind with one decision. The decision that you are no longer available for mediocrity. Not in your work, not in your relationships, not in your health, not in your standards, not in your thoughts about yourself. You raised the floor. Average people have a ceiling they're trying to reach. Dangerous people have a floor below which they refuse to go. And that floor is higher than most people's ceiling. Here's what that looks like in real life. When you're tired, you don't quit. You slow down, but you don't stop. When you fail, you don't disappear. You study the failure, extract the lesson, and come back stronger. When nobody is watching you work, the same as when everyone is watching, because you're not performing for an audience. You're building a standard. When people doubt you, you don't argue, you don't explain, you don't seek their approval. You just work, and let the results do the talking. That's the shift. From seeking validation to seeking mastery. From chasing approval to chasing excellence. From being comfortable to being dangerous. Build your dangerous self. So, how do you actually do this? Let me give you the real framework. Number 1. Find your obsession. Average people have hobbies. Dangerous people have obsessions. Find the one thing that lights you up, that you'd do for free, that you think about even when you're not doing it, and go all in on it. Not halfway, all the way. Number 2. Kill comfort daily. Every single day. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. Cold shower, hard conversation, extra rep, 1 more hour. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Make discomfort your default. Number 3. Protect your focus ruthlessly. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Every distraction, every mindless scroll, every hour of pointless TV, every draining conversation is stealing from your future. Guard your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Number 4. Outwork everyone. Not sometimes. Not when you feel like it. Every single day. The person who works the hardest over the longest period of time almost always wins. Talent is common. Relentless work ethic is rare. Be rare. Number 5. Embrace the long game. Dangerous people are not looking for quick results. They're building something that lasts. They plant seeds, knowing they won't see fruit for months or years. And they're okay with that, because they trust the process. They trust themselves, and they never stop. The world needs you. Dangerous, here's something I need you to understand. Staying average isn't just hurting you, it's hurting everyone around you. The business you never started could have employed people. The art you never created could have moved someone. The book you never wrote could have changed a life. The version of yourself you never became could have inspired someone who desperately needed it. Your potential isn't just yours. It's owed to the world when you waste it. When you choose comfort over greatness. Scrolling over building. Excuses over action. You're not just letting yourself down. You're letting down every single person whose life you were meant to touch. That might sound dramatic, but I believe it with everything I have. The world doesn't need more average. The world is drowning in average. The world needs you. Dangerous, unleashed, and fully alive. The call to arms. So here's where we are. You came into this video as one version of yourself. I'm asking you to leave as another. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not when the time is right. Right now. Make the decision. Draw the line. Choose once and for all that average is not your destiny. You were not put on this earth to scroll through other people's highlights while your own life sits on pause. You were not built for mediocrity. You were not designed to fit in. You were made to stand out, to go further, to become someone that even you didn't think was possible. Stop being average. Become dangerous. The world is waiting.